It's Elizabeth Weimler, and I am coming at you with your September 2023 insights and what you can expect on a broad high level for the month of September, as well as what you all love is what each sign can expect. So with that being said, we're just going to jump right in. So September starts off really, really busy. It's very much, we've got Venus going direct really quickly. We have Mercury still retrograde. We have Jupiter going retrograde. So there's just a lot going in, especially the first half of September. So expect the first half of September to be a lot of activity, feeling like things start to move forward or they're delayed and like setbacks. And I think part of it is just taking a deep breath and going with the flow. So keep that in mind as we go through this. So September 3rd, Venus will finally station to turn direct. So any events that have been triggered by this retrograde moment are going to finally come to fulfillment or closure as Venus is going to move forward through the degrees that it's already retrograded through. So it moved forward through these degrees, it stationed, it turned retrograde, and now it moved back over those degrees. That was hit number 2. Now it's going to station and move through those degrees again. So retrogrades, if you have planets within the degrees where the retrogrades are happening, are very much a time when planets get hit 3 times. If you have planets at the stationary degrees, just know those are always going to be the planets that get hit the hardest because the planet sits on those for so long. So keep that in mind. The shadow period for Venus retrograde will not end until October 8th, once Venus gets past everything it's already covered twice before. So keep that in mind. The other thing is, I know it's like, yes, okay, finally, Venus is going direct. That's one less planet retrograde. But September 4th, Jupiter, the great benefic, is going to take station and turn retrograde itself. Now, don't let that freak you out. Jupiter does go retrograde every year. It's retrograde 4 months of the year every year. So it's something that does happen. Remember with retrogrades of the really big planets, so Jupiter, Saturn, when you're looking at, which I don't talk about, but the outer planets of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, where they station is absolutely going to have the biggest impact, those degrees, because they are retrograde for so long at a time. So just know the 5 days before Jupiter retrogrades, the 5 days after Jupiter retrogrades, those are going to be the most powerful period of Jupiter retrograde. This also is the same when Jupiter stations to go direct. So with that being said, when Jupiter's retrograde, we could see things including the economy slowing down a bit. Jupiter retrograde can slow down marketing for business. It's not the best time to start a new marketing plan, marketing, whatever, not to put out marketing out there. I think one of the things to do is if you have a marketing, process that you're already using, Jupiter retrograde can be a really great time to revise it, revisit it, check in, see what's working, see what's not working, readjust it, and make any changes that need to be made on that existing plan. But don't start any new ones during this period. One of the other things is Jupiter is going to stay retrograde until December 30th. So September 4th through the end of the year, Jupiter is retrograde. So again, if you're going to start a new marketing program, if you own a business or you work in a business or whatever the case may be, highly recommend not starting that new marketing program until the new year of 2024. Because if you do start one, there could be setbacks, there could be delays, there could be, things go weird or it just doesn't have the impact you thought the marketing plan was going to have. So keep that in mind. Jupiter is going to be retrograde in sidereal Aries. Remember, there is a tropical system and the sidereal system. I do sidereal. Sidereal is based off a precession of the equinoxes. For those of you that have been with me, I know you know this, but for anybody new, I do use the sidereal system. And I am a Vedic astrologer. So with Jupiter retrograding in Aries, this can be a time when people may be more action-oriented. They may look to gain more knowledge. It can be a time where lost opportunities come back around. So be sure you don't let those opportunities pass you by again. If you've already missed them, this is the time to jump in and not miss out on those. So this is also a really, really good time of Jupiter retrograde to redefine your life objectives and desires, really check in, reflect. Remember, retrogrades are all about reflection and revision. So any planet that's retrograde, that's the area and the house that, needs reflection and revision at that time. late in the day on September 5th, early hours of September 6th, and I go off of Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Time, so keep that in mind. But during that period, Mercury and the Sun will be Cassini. So they will be Cassini at 19 degrees of sidereal Leo. And what this says is that, you know, Mercury's powers are just going to be really expanded. The sun's going to like basically like shine them out brighter. So this means communication will be empowered. Transportation could be better during that day. You know, one of the things to remember though is while other planets go through combustion, Mercury does as well. Which is the one we're talking about right now, with Mercury being Cassini on late September 5th, early September 6th. Mercury's used to being near the sun. Mercury has a higher SPF than any other planet, as my one teacher loves to say, because one of the things you have to keep in mind is Mercury is always near the sun. It's always within, you know, that range because of where Mercury sits in our solar system. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't get as combust as much, but that Cassini is very powerful. September 15th is going to be a really powerful day because Mercury is going to station to turn direct, which we all love. We've been dealing with, you know, Mercury having gone retrograde on August 23rd. So September 15th, it is going to go stationary to turn direct. And we all love once Mercury is direct again, let's be honest. But we will also have a new moon on September 15th as well. So that's two powerful punches in terms of astrological and celestial events going on. The new moon will be in the lunar mansion of Uttara Falguni, and new moons are a time of new beginnings. It's a great time to start new projects. It's a great, especially once it gets past the darkest part of the new moon. You know, one of the things to keep in mind with new moons is they do happen every month. So, you know, there is that ability to really like have that new beginning every month. It's a fresh start every month, like to reset, readjust, and see things in a new light. Now, as I mentioned, it's going to be in the lunar mansion of Uttara Falguni. This may help your powers of communication be stronger, even more so because Mercury is going direct that day as well. And it can also make us happier, more socially smart, and you may find on or around that day that you have more courage. September 17th, another busy day. We have two events happening on September 17th as well. So we go the 15th, the 17th. It's kind of, that's going to be a very busy couple day period. But September 17th, the sun is going to transit into sidereal Virgo. And then the other event is that Venus, which is in sidereal Cancer, will be square to Jupiter, retrograde Jupiter in sidereal Aries. It's a tongue twister. Makes you test it. It also helps that would help if I was, as a Mercury ruled person, slowed down a little bit in my speech. But when I get excited, I can't help it. I talk faster. So let's start by talking about the Venus and Jupiter square. This aspect has already occurred 2 times this year because of retrograde motions. So the days that it happened already were June 11th and August 22nd. September 17th will be the final time. And this really, if you look back to those days of June 11th and August 22nd, it really gives insight into what you can expect around September 17th. Remember, events don't always happen on the exact day. Sometimes they do, but they do happen within a couple day period around the event. This is going to have the greatest impact on those of you with planets in Cancer or Aries, those that have, you know, your moon, your sun, your ascendant or rising sign. Those ascendant and rising sign go together. Kind of those, the big planet, Jupiter, Saturn, any of the planets, if you have them, anything in Cancer and Aries sidereal system, remember I'm doing sidereal, expect to be affected by these events. So when we have planetary events that occur 3 times, because of the retrograde moments, as mentioned before, the first hit will usually be the initiation of an event. So think to June 11th, kind of what started happening around then, what might have come up. The second hit will kind of be that big blow up or what needs to be worked through. And then the third hit will be that culmination and completion of the energy of the aspecting planet. So this third hit is that final time through, and you know, it's going to be moving forward. Jupiter and Venus in aspect can be a time of self-indulgence. It's really critical that you don't overdo it on sugar, overdo it on alcohol, overdo it on, you know, luxury purchases. You can have a lack of discipline during this aspect. Be sure to put your credit card away because, again, you could be inclined to buy unnecessary expensive items because Jupiter expands that love of luxury that Venus brings. On the positive side of these two, it can be a time when you enjoy the company of others. So socialize, enjoy, a fun get together with friends or family or whatever the case may be. Sun is going to be, as I mentioned, transiting into sidereal Virgo on September 17th as well. It is a time when you can be more dedicated to your work, as Virgo is the natural sixth sign of the zodiac. Sixth sign of the zodiac. Again, another tongue twister. I need to work on those. But it can also really put a focus on health as well, because we also have Mars transiting in Virgo during September as well. Now, I talked a little bit about Mars transiting in Virgo in August, but I'll touch on it again in a minute as well as a friendly reminder of what's kind of going on. But the Sun in Virgo can really bring up a bit of perfectionism and a focus on the details. Be sure that you don't let the need for things to be perfect keep you from completing tasks. Now, my Virgo moons, suns, ascendants, you're naturally going to come by this. So this is going to get a little stronger. So just know, try not to pick on people. Try not to be that as perfectionistic during this time. It's really during that transit of Sun in Virgo going to be important not to set expectations that are unrealistic. So really set expectations that are achievable. Or if you have like a really big goal, I like to say if you like have a goal that's an elephant goal, break it down into chunks. Like you can't just go straight for the elephant. I mean, even elephants don't start at the size they start small. So break them down into chunks. I'm not saying don't have big goals, just break them down into achievable goals. One of the other things that we're going to talk about quickly is just kind of a refresh of what Mars in Virgo, transiting in sidereal Virgo, can indicate. So it can bring a burst of energy and motivation. You may find yourself being more assertive. There is a caution, though, that while Mars is in a Mercury-ruled sign, it can make people, again, overly critical of others, but also of themselves. So be sure to give yourself grace. Don't, if you did make a mistake, learn from it, move on, accept responsibility, and, that's okay. But you are going to have to use a little more caution with your communication. There is increased accident potential because Mars and Mercury together is really a little more accident prone, per se, because Mars is fast moving and Mercury is transportation, it's communication. So again, watching for aggressive communication, harsher communication, really think through what you're going to say before you say it. Don't just verbally let it out. Really think it through so that you don't end up creating more conflict that's unnecessary. If you do need to have a delicate conversation, I would recommend not doing it while Mars is in Virgo, if you can avoid it, or really go in prepared where you're able to manage your words, your tone, and how you come across so you don't come across as attacking and aggressive. September 9th, the Sun will be opposite Neptune. So Sun's going to be in sidereal Virgo. Neptune is currently transiting in sidereal Pisces. The Sun and Neptune in opposition can bring confusion. It can bring uncertainty on the one hand. And then on the other hand, it can also bring a real new awareness and sensitivity to others. I do say around September 19th, this is not a day to negotiate contracts or make contractual agreements because you may find interactions with others confusing. So it's really best to wait a couple days to make those big decisions or agreements with others. Your natural inclination. Wow, easy for me to say. Your natural inclination during this time is going to be to avoid confrontation. Now, we just talked about Mars and Virgo. So these kind of all go together right now in terms of what to do and what not to do. On the positive side of Neptune and Sun in opposition, it can be more spiritual and it can bring a deeper feeling into relationships. So really enjoy that. September 27th to October 5th, Venus is going to be transiting through the Gandanta point as it transits from sidereal Cancer into Leo. We've talked about Gandanta before. This happened back in July. And it happens periodically with the small planets moving through Gandanta, but it does pack a bigger punch when they sit there longer. But the strongest portion of Gandanta is going to be from September 30th to October 2nd. This is when Venus will be the last degree of a water sign into the first degree of a fire sign. So, as I've mentioned, this can bring up a lot of emotion. It's considered a karmic knot. Expect to see areas with extreme rain, flooding, and/or seismic activity. It can be a time of transformation, but it can also bring that increased sensitivity. So mix in that with that Mars transit, just really watch your tone, watch how you say things, watch your, aggression. It's going to be really important to take time to sleep on decisions. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Avoid those rash decisions because you may come to regret your actions and choices later. So really sleep on it, make pros and cons, see what comes up. One of the best things is staying grounded during Gandanta. So making sure you're staying very centered, whether it's meditation, standing outside barefoot in nature, but figure out what works for you. One of the things that will make the weather more extreme as well as events during this Gandanta transit is the fact that Venus will also be square Uranus for the third time. So that's happened 2 times previously, and there's been a lot that's happened during those. If you go back and look, which I'm not going to discuss here, but this is a time to expect the unexpected when it comes to weather and events that are occurring on the globe, in the globe, around the globe. September 29th, we are going to have a full moon in Pisces in the lunar mansion of Uttara Bhadrapada. This full moon will bring with it a need to control your anger and really ensure you're not letting others push you too far. So for you, you may desire time alone to reset and recoup. And full moons, as you know, can be a really beautiful time when things become more illuminated. But once we get past that full moon, it's important not to begin new projects, but instead bring them to completion. I'm going to give a little sneak peek because October 1st, both Venus and Mercury will transit into new signs. And given that the newsletter will not go out until end of September, so it will not give you enough heads up on October 1st. So that's why I'm going to do it now. But October 1st, Venus will transit into sidereal Leo. With this transit, you can have the ability to manifest more happiness and joy. It's a very creative and passionate transit. Really enjoy this beautiful energy. Just take it in. It's going to be a quick transit. Venus is now moving really fast, but enjoy that transit of Venus in Leo. Mercury is going to transit into sidereal Virgo, so it's going to be in its own sign. However, it will be transiting with Mars for a short period. So those 2 days, October 1st, 2nd, 3rd, till Mars is out of Virgo, just know people could be feistier. They could be more verbally aggressive. Just watch your speech because it's going to be double the impact during that time. Now, Mercury is very strong in Virgo. It's its strongest sign. So really it's a time you can be more resourceful. It can be a time when you get insights or intuitive hits. So really be sure to listen to your gut and enjoy it. September, lots going on, but really remember we all have free will. And it's an amazing time. Now, let's talk about those focusing on the signs. So moon sign or your ascendant, both give insight. So I say look at both. If you don't know both, focus on your moon. If you don't know your moon, there's plenty of free sites out there where you can go enter your data and get a chart, and then you will know where your moon is. But focus on your moon, focus on your ascendant. If you know both, focus on both. With that being said, Aries, take the initiative to improve yourself and your skills. There can be more tension and aggression at work that can leave you feeling more uncomfortable. It's a good month to begin an exercise regime that you've been talking about, and it will really help you release any tension building up within you. So get out there, build up a sweat, get your legs going, whether it's walking, running, cycling, just pumping weights, whatever, like exercise. One of the things for you to focus on, though, is be mindful and take care of your health first, as you can be prone to overheating and getting sick with fevers or heat during this month. So one thing to keep in mind, health problems with pets may also be more costly this month for you, Aries. So there's good, as with everything, there's positives, there's potential heads ups. We'll call it that. Remember, free will. Taurus, make time to have fun this month. It can be playing with your kids or getting out and doing something fun, getting together with friends, going to museums. You may find for you that inspiration may come from unexpected places or even completely out of the blue. So keep a pad of paper near you or like have a place to write it down on your phone. But you will find that you feel you have clearer vision during this period. It's a month to show your passion. Don't make any rash decisions. Take the time to cool down and sleep on them. Otherwise, you may regret the decisions. This goes even more so because the natal energy, not the natal energy, but the energy going on with the planets as well is very much saying not to make rash decisions. So you've kind of got a double hit there, Taurus. Gemini, this can be a great month to really make sure that your home has a positive flow of energy and there's nothing that's stagnating that energy. It's going to be really important to maintain your responsibilities to family, work, any education you may be doing. There can be tension around your home with arguments and disagreements. Step back, wait until the tensions have calmed before having that conversation. It's never good to have a conversation when you're in heated spots because things get said, people have regrets. It's just better to step away. You can respectfully say, I need to step away, and we'll talk in a minute once we cool down. Get your car checked out to avoid any expensive problems later and really be cautious while driving. Excuse me. It can be a good time to add some fun new accessories to your home if you were thinking of that as well. Cancer, this can be a great month to start working out as your physical strength is going to be higher. Let your inner child come out to play and enjoy the most of life. Use this as a time to express yourself through music, dance, writing, art, athletics, anything you can come up with. But it is important to stay calm during your communications. Be that voice of calm and reason, but don't hog attention. If you have siblings, don't pick fights with them this month. Don't recommend it. I mean, if it's one of the catty fights that y'all always get over, but they could have potential to go further than you thought they would go this month. Also, a really great month to focus on selling and self-promotion for you. Leo, you will find that you're more direct this month, which brings with it the need to watch what you say. Being more direct can be beneficial, but it can also get you in trouble if you don't take the time to think through what you're saying, as well as who your audience is. So, sorry, I have an itch. So really think that through, take your time, maybe make notes before going into a conversation, but know you can be more impulsive with your spending this month. Be mindful and really work to stick to your budget. It will be important to take the time to sit down and enjoy your meals in order to avoid any digestive upsets. It's a good month to take a short course to learn new information as well, because you will be able to learn it more quickly. Virgo, you will have more ambition and energy to accomplish your goals and to tackle things on your to-do list that may have been hanging over your head. You'll really feel able to tackle tasks that seemed overwhelming before. You have this real ability to complete unfinished projects more efficiently, and be sure to take advantage of this opportunity and this planetary energy, because it's really going to, help you move forward. While you're able to do things more quickly, be aware you can be more accident prone. So just be mindful if you're moving quickly. Kind of slow down just a smidge, pace yourself so you don't get burned out. For you, it's going to be really important to watch your temper and take a breath before reacting on impulse. That can be counting to 10 or taking the night to sleep on it before responding. Libra, make sure that you keep your home protected this month. Double check that your doors are locked, your windows are closed before leaving the house. It can be a good month to pay ahead on your credit cards to get in front of any potential debt. Take that time to look over your finances and really reassess your budget as needed. If you haven't checked in a while, this is going to be especially important for you. For you, you may find that your sleep is more disturbed this month, leaving you waking up feeling more tired. Lucky for you, it is a passing influence unless your natal chart says otherwise. So keep that in mind. If your chart says otherwise, it will not be a passing influence. At the office, be careful what you share in confidence with others to avoid backstabbing. Scorpio, this month may see your cash flow increase as opportunities present themselves to you. It's a great month to get out, socialize with your friends, make the time to have fun and enjoy life. It's going to be really important to watch your back, though, as there can be people who pretend to be your friend that do not have your best interests at heart. For you, it's really important to avoid any get-rich-quick schemes because someone will get rich. It will not be you. So just keep that in mind. Don't jump in. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Also for you, Don't loan any money to friends unless you are okay with never getting repaid, because it will not be a loan, it will be a gift. You will not see the money again. Sagittarius, this is a good month to promote yourself. It may be making it known what you've accomplished at work or projects you're working on. Take actions this month. Don't overthink decisions to the point of missing out on opportunities. It is important to remember to respect your boss. It can be a good month to consider your career path and what you see as your next steps. Make a plan and start implementing it. If you are considering asking for a promotion, be sure to gauge your employer's perspective and potential reactions before you make any requests or demands. This is really going to be important if you want to successfully get that when you ask for it. If you can tell it's not the time, don't do it. It's not going to bode well and they will remember. Capricorn, this is a lucky month for you. You're going to feel more inspired, but at the same time, you may feel you can't trust that inner knowing. It's important to remember to trust your heart and gut, though. Even if you don't feel you can trust it, it will never steer you wrong. For you, it's going to be a month to break any links to those who are controlling you or trying to control you and tell you how to live your life. Authority figures may come across as demanding of your attention and respect, but be aware their motivations may be unclear or hidden. So kind of just keep your guard up. Try not this month to get into any fights with your boss or father, because the outcome will not be favorable for you. Aquarius, you can come for this month, support can come more quickly for you, whether it be help from others or money. You may find you're more curious about a topic that can lead you to dig deeper and learn more. Your mind is going to be full of ideas and insights. Be sure to write them down and don't let them pass you by. You could find that you're more worried and vulnerable during this month, but this will pass. For you, check in on your health, as you could find health issues surface this month, and it's going to be good to catch them early. Also, a really great month to do kind of a cleanse or a detox for your health as we kind of change into new seasons, and just a great time to do that. Pisces, passions for you are going to be higher between you and your partner, whether it be your marriage partner or your business partner or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Just know passions are going to be higher. Be mindful that if you feel your partner is attacking you or attacking your character, like not attacking you, if they're attacking you, call help. But if you feel your partner is attacking your character verbally, just kind of let them release that steam, as they're probably projecting anger at others onto you. Remember, we're all feel safest and show our true colors to the people we love. It's going to be really important to remain calm, cool, and collected, and allow for a favorable outcome during those interactions with your partner. For you, focus on projects you can get completed quickly this month and pay extra attention to the detail of contracts and agreements you are signing. That is your September insights and everything for the 12 signs, as well as overall everything that's going on. Remember, for the signs, those are broad, high-level generalizations by sign. What your personal, unique birth blueprint is saying is a whole different thing. If you're interested, A, you should like and follow this video. B, I've put the link below to book a consultation if you choose. If you don't get my newsletter, it goes straight to your inbox. You get all of this straight to your inbox. That is also linked below. September, I think, will be, every month's a good month, and it's all how you view life. So just enjoy it, go with the flow, really enjoy. And I hope everyone has a wonderful September. And until then, I will see